Happy Thursday. Welcome to On the Move with Nan and Cam. And we are joined today by two guests in studio. We've got Jacki and Noelle. So they are on staff at Sports Backers, and we're very excited that they're here. So they're here to talk today about our youth programs, Sports Backers Youth Programs, which is one of our programs here at Sports Backers, and youth programs has had a huge year. It's been a really big year for youth programs, so we're excited to hear them talk about all the changes and just for you to learn more about it and then find out how you can help or be involved if you want to. So welcome, y'all. Tell us a little bit about yourselves and introduce us to y'all how you got started at Sports Backers and what you do here.
Sure. You want to kick it off?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Noelle is brand spanking new. So
just go for it, Noelle.
Really new. Just started, I think, at the end of September. So it's only been a couple months. It's been a very eventful couple months because we had obviously the marathon in November, and then our Tucky Light Run just kicked off. So yeah, I just graduated VCU.
Y'all know we celebrated.
And so I'm just really excited to start with Sports Backers. It's been really great so far, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
And you might have said, what's your official title?
Oh, sorry.
You might have said it.
I did not. I'm the Youth Programs Coordinator.
Nice. Awesome.
And I'm on the opposite end. I feel like I've been here a long time. I'm 9 years in at Sports Backers. My name is Jacki. I'm the Director of Youth Programs. I've worked with kids my entire life. So when I wasn't at Sports Backers, I was in the mental health field. So working with kids and addressing mental health issues. And so I love what I get to do here. It's awesome. What else did you want to know? I'm a mom, so I'm going to throw that out there.
Shout out to Cassidy.
Yeah, I can't be on here without talking about my own kids.
That's right.
I'm a Director of Youth Programs here and at home.
Living the mission. Right. So youth programs here at Sports Backers encompass Kids on the Move and then our Acting Living Leadership All-Stars. One of those quickly captured the attention of Cam when she came here because she loves working with kids. She has a great and unique connection to Noelle and Jacki because she's been a kids run club coach for Kids on the Move, which is super exciting. So tell us a little bit about what has that been like? What school or area are you at?
I'm at Shady Hill. So it's not a school. I'm in their community. I go to them. But it's been great. It's over now. That was like what we trained to do, the 1 mile run. And they like sprinted it the whole way. So I would say they did a pretty good job. But it was great. It was super good. It started the first week of October and my club was once a week. I know some people do twice. But mine was once and it was just awesome because over there, it's like a lower income community. So they don't really have many sports or like other things to do outside of and go to school and where they live. So I came in, had my little program. They loved it. I work with all elementary school students.
I was going to ask the age range.
All elementary school students. Not like the oldest kid that I had was 8 and then younger. Well, 10, but she only came a couple times. But yeah.
She's too cool for school.
Yeah, I have a smaller group, about 12 to 15 kids on average. And I know some groups have like 90 kids, and I'm like, all right, like my little
Coach Cam's not ready for that.
Not 90. But it was really good. It was eye opening. I really loved doing it. I was like definitely sad when the season was over, but it's okay. We'll start up in February again.
Yep.
And it'll be great.
I could tell it like radiated off of you anytime you would talk about the kids. I love hearing, I sit next to Cam downstairs, so I loved hearing all of the secondhand stories about her little favorite kids and the ones that she loved so much. And then when I got to see some of them at the Carmex Tucky Light Run, I was like, this is great. This is seeing celebrities. I know all about you. And they looked like they had the best time. They're just so lucky to have you. You really go wild for them. She once met me dressed up as Santa Claus after her fitness club because she had dressed up like Santa, just kept rolling with the outfit the whole night.
I was just like, I'm keeping that suit on. I went in Walmart with that suit on. I was like, I'm keeping it on. I don't care. But yeah, it's been awesome.
You've been awesome as a coach. Wow. So really you jumped right in and you were natural. So thank you.
Hopefully I'll have a couple more kids in the spring. I've heard that there's a few more kids that want to.
Okay. Nice. That is exciting.
Yeah.
We'll see. Spreading.
We'll see. Yeah. But yeah. So I guess because I did help. I had my one session with the All-Stars too. So I was definitely there to see like how that what you've been doing with that, because I feel like it has definitely transformed since I talked to one of our All-Stars, Tony, and he was saying that like that the program beforehand was kind of just, everybody's nominated, like you get this acknowledgement and you have the dinner at the end of the year, but this is like so much more involved.
Yeah.
And I guess I kind of want you guys to kind of describe how it's evolved over this past year. Both programs, I guess, since both have changed.
Yeah, it's been a really big year for us. I mean, I think when I look back, it's the end of the year, right? So I'm like starting to reflect. Right. And when I think about everything that's changed since the beginning of the year, it's pretty phenomenal. The top 3 things that really come to mind is, one, we went from being Kids Run RVA for over 10 years and being solely focused on run clubs and completely going through a shift in our strategy with that program, and then rebranding to be Kids on the Move, to be more inclusive. Cam's group they do running, they do fitness, they do games. It's about getting kids moving.
Right.
And we didn't want to turn away any kids that were maybe in, fearful or already had in their minds, like, I don't like to run, I'm not into it. So that's been a really cool shift, and to see the coaches take that on and really embrace it. We created a whole new philosophy around our coaching practices that really helps it to be more inclusive and more fun. And so that's been super cool. And then the All-Stars, that one's maybe even more special because Scholar Athlete it's our longest standing program. I always try to like put in people's heads how long it is by sharing that like the very first guest speaker at the Scholar Athlete dinner was Author Ash. And so that just tells you like how long this program has been around.
Oh yeah.
And so, to come in and shake things up the way we did, not just rebrand, like, it's got a new name, All-Stars. It's completely a new program. Yeah. There's still scholarships, there's still students, but like other than that, there's not much that's similar. Everything else is different and way more in depth. And happy to share about that. But also like the top 3 things I have to list, like, we hired Noelle, so having a youth programs coordinator.
Right.
I have help
in a busy year.
It's awesome. So I feel like, those 3 things really stand out to me. It's like, wow, it's been a big year for the youth programs at Sports Backers.
Yeah, it's been exciting. I feel like it's been so much change, but it's been cool to see how it's evolved, and especially with All-Stars, I feel like just to see, as somebody who's been on staff for 10 years, like I feel like I was really only brought in to help with anything or do anything when it was the Scholar Athlete dinner or posting the weekly things from the Richmond, or the quarterly things from the Richmond Times-Dispatch about the Scholar Athletes of the month. And then now I feel like so many more people on staff are getting to be involved and getting to know the students on a deeper level. Well, there's a bigger like buy-in in having that relationship with them, which is really cool, and they're awesome.
You weren't missing much by coming to the dinner. That was the main thing to do, right? Like in the past, and now we're working with these kids, heading into their senior year and throughout their senior year. And so I know both of you guys were at the orientation back in July. That was the first time we like met the kids in person, and we're talking about 20 amazing Scholar Athletes from around the region. And they were all here at the office, and we spent the entire day with them and then went to the squirrels game. You, even just from that one day, you're like, I've spent more time with you than I ever spent with any other Scholar Athlete.
Right.
I already know more about you. You know more about us, and you've met several like Sports Backers staff members. And then that's just continuing. We have sessions throughout the year. They have mentors that they're working with. They're getting out and experiencing other programs, like coming out and seeing Kids on the Move at Crestview, getting out and taking a Fitness Warrior class. Like they're out experiencing it. They're out volunteering. We had All-Stars out at the marathon, out at Run Richmond 1619, and so like they're just totally more embedded in everything that Sports Backers does. And then therefore like Sports Backers is more like invested in, in the All-Stars themselves. So, and they're still going to get the money at the end, right? Like the scholarship didn't go away. It's just they're getting so much more. They're learning so much in the process and building this network of leaders in a field that they're already somewhat interested in, right? So super cool.
Yeah, just knowing all those people when you're their age helps so much, I feel like.
100%.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And I feel like it's also cool to see, because now we know them and like they're involved in Sports Backers. So because they're all-star athletes, you're gonna see articles about them, and like when you do see an article, you're like, I know them.
I know.
They're in the All-Stars program.
Yeah,
So,
I've been thinking about that. I'm like, oh my gosh, in 5 years, like,
oh yeah,
what is it going to be like? You know, like what's going to happen with this group? But then we're about to launch our nominations for the 24-25 cohort. And so I'm like, that's a whole other 20 kids. Just in 2 years, it'll be 40 years that have come through the program are going to go on to do this amazing work.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be, you know, hearing from them, getting updates from them, reading articles. I mean, like, I had a part in that.
Yeah.
I'll take a little bit of credit. Honestly, they're amazing kids. They don't even, it's funny when I talk to our mentors, they're like, I'm like, you know, how's it going? They're like, honestly, they don't need a ton from us. Like, they're so amazing already, right? Like, so I really can't take any credit, but you know,
you really,
I might pat myself a little
40
bit.
kids in 2 years is a lot. You take a little credit. You really set me up well with the article mention, because subtle shout out, we want to say that we have 2 All-Stars that are nominated for RVA Sports Awards for youth athlete.
Yeah.
Is that
Yes.
Youth athlete, and it is Julia Mann and Tony Allen. Is that okay? And so go vote for them. Voting is live. You can vote more than once. You can vote every day.
Every day.
So set a reminder on your calendar.
On your iPad, on your phone, on your watch. Just vote.
Help us get Tony and Julia up to the top, because they definitely deserve it.
100%.
So we're going to shift gears, go back kind of to Kids on the Move. But just with Kids on the Move, and you mentioned that we've kind of shifted that idea from being only run clubs, and now we're calling them fitness clubs, because, you know, less barrier to entry if kids don't like running, and then also kind of opens up all this great activity that they can do. It's not just running.
Right.
So with Kids on the Move, how many volunteer coaches, just to give people an idea who aren't familiar with the scope of this program, how many volunteer coaches do we have? And just tell people a little bit about what their role is throughout the year.
Yeah, so we have, I want to say it's about like 150 volunteer coaches.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And our program is very, very reliant on the volunteer coaches. They essentially, they run, you know, the clubs. Like, we give them support and like mini grants and stuff like that, but they are the ones coaching the kids. They are the ones with the kids every day. They're the ones that the kids see. So they're super, super important to our clubs. Like I said, like they run the clubs. So without them, like, we wouldn't be able to do what we do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And most clubs meet how many times a week?
Typically it's like 2.
Most of them are 2, but it varies. Like Kim said, hers is once a week. We even have a club that's 5 days a week. And that's the thing to know about our clubs, is like each club is different. So we have about 60 clubs at the end. Our goal for the year is to have 65.
Okay.
But we've been working with about 60 so far this year. And if you go visit one, like, you've seen one. There's no other one that's going to be just like it. Like, you know, Cam's at Shady Hill looks very different from Kristen's at Crestview. Just a totally different style, different culture, right? And that's what it's supposed to be. That's supposed to work for that group. And so they're all different, but she's right. Like, most of them are about twice a week, I would say. That's like our most prominent numbers, like, to have it twice a week.
And are the volunteers, are these parents, teachers?
It's kind of a mix.
Okay.
So we have, I know a lot of them are like either PE teachers or other like faculty, and then we do have a lot of parent volunteers too, especially at like our larger schools, which I love to see. At Old 100 especially, they have a ton of parents, which is amazing.
A lot of kids.
They do have a lot of kids. So it's a good mix, I would say, of parents and school faculty.
Okay. And how do people find out about being a coach? What type of like recruiting goes into getting these coaches?
That's a great question. Well, our 20...
Sorry, I'm surprising you with questions.
That's okay.
We're ready for it. Let's go, man.
So actually, our 2024 volunteer application just launched, I believe. So that's up and ready.
Nice.
We're going to start posting, on social. We let our other volunteers know if they have anyone that they even think might be interested, go ahead and show the application. And then obviously, like I said, like just pushing it on social and like word of mouth too.
Great.
Is like really big. But the more, we can never have too many volunteer coaches.
That's
so
right.
honestly, the more the merrier.
Yeah, love that. We need them.
Right.
Some of those schools need another coach to help out with them because there's so many freaking kids.
They are, which we love to see.
Yeah, which is really good. That's why I'm like,
do you need another volunteer for Shady Hill?
I don't need it. Well, I mean, I could always.
Like, I got this.
I have an assistant coach, Miss Joyce. She's wonderful. But yeah, we don't have a small amount of kids, and it's been great. And we have the person who like oversees the site too, Miss Jenny. So 3 people is It's really good.
Gotcha. Cool.
If Tussing needs help, I know that Tussing is like what 90
90,
kids?
yeah.
And he does it so
And he
well.
So-
does
all
it
by
by
himself.
He's
himself.
amazing.
Yeah, he does a really, really great job. And that you can tell the kids generally like
Right.
really love him too.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah,
if you're
he's
looking for a
amazing.
school to go to Tussing. There's so many kids there. But he does a
I'm
great.
breaking on hives thinking about being
he
responsible
did
for
really-
90.
I know.
Like elementary school.
I
Go-
saw him
go
with his
Coach
little
Tussing.
sign.
Yeah.
That tiny white runner, and I was like, "You go Tussing!"
We're all
Yeah.
rooting for Tussing.
Yeah.
Right. So what do I know? Again, I know my run club or like my club what they get out of it, just because like again I go into their community. I'm not like at their school after school. I'm literally going to where they live. But like you said, it's different for every single club. What do you think that these kids get out of being in Kids on the Move?
I think, well, definitely a lot, and it kind of it depends on each side is different. But I think overall, exercise, physical activity, but also learning that physical activity doesn't have to be like things like just like straight running or like lifting
Yeah.
weights, doing push-ups. It's like you can make physical activity like fun and play games. So it's like a different way to look at that. And then also I think it's good to build like a sense of like team and
Yes.
community, because they're around like a bunch of kids who want to do the same thing. They're training either for like a race or another event all together. So it's a good sense of like community.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, and that's echoed in the kids. Like we surveyed the kids at the end of the year, and my favorite part of the survey is the open-ended, like like what's your favorite part of Run Club, or anything you want to let your coach know. And I mean, I immediately when I get those papers back, I'm like, what did they say? What did they say? It's so fun to see. But they say they're like, I learned how to have fun while exercising. Like what she's
That's
saying
huge.
is exactly
Right.
true. The other piece I think is, and they want to be with their friends. Like
Right.
so the friendship piece, having a chance to just be a kid, like
Yeah.
with other kids and be outside and have fun. Like all of that it's so valuable, right? But they also talk about their coaches so much. And so I feel like that like mentor role, that role model role that the coach is playing is crucial.
Yeah.
And they just do it naturally, right? Like they just sort of, they love kids and they're out there and they have a passion for active living. And so they're modeling that, but the kids time and time again, I mean, it's like their favorite part is their coach. Like that's like, I feel like the most common answer to that question. So, providing that role model, someone that they can look up to, and see what it looks like to be an active person. And, I think that's huge.
Yeah.
I agree. And so playing off of that, what do you think that your high school students get out of being in the All-Stars group?
One of the things that was really interesting to me that so many of them said, and it was actually after that orientation that I talked about in July, that first day. And I asked them at the end of it, I was like, what was this like for you? Like, is this what you thought it was going to be? I mean, they had gone through this nomination and application process and, and then you get here and you're like, I always wonder, like, was it what you thought it was going to be? And so many of the kids were like talking about how they just loved the fact that they were getting to meet other students that were like them, that had similar goals. I mean, they're from all over, private schools, public schools, all across the region, different sports, right? But they all had this like common goal of one, like being successful in their sport, being successful academically, because these kids are amazing in both of those ways, but also then taking that success and impacting the community.
Yeah.
They all have a heart for the community. And so, but that was a really cool thing is that, you hear a kid say like, I struggle to find like, a group of people I can really hang out with at high school because they're doing a bunch of stuff that like, I don't want to do. Like I'm trying to have like a good life. Right. And like, now I'm surrounded by these other people that have that same kind of mentality. So I think that part's huge, like finding that peer network. And then the other piece is, I think it's hard to know how do you contribute to your community.
Oh yeah.
Especially at that age.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to.
No.
And a lot of them have come in with experience, but then they're like, what else is out there?
Right.
And so for them to learn, particularly around active living, which is our focus here at Sports Backers and therefore the focus of this program, for them to learn all the different things that are happening in our community and how they can contribute has been really cool, and they're just like, oh, I had no idea. I mean, the first day we created a map of all the different active living organizations. I think it was mind blowing for the kids. Just like, what? Like I knew about the why, like I knew about the James River, but like there's like 40 other things going on that I've never even heard of. And so just that exposure, getting them tuned into that really early on, I think is really impactful.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And you touched on this a little bit, but just what makes these all-stars different from average high schoolers? Because I think we all have spent a little bit of time around them, and even in a little bit of time, like afterwards, Cameron and I were like, that is not how I acted in high school. Like they were like talking to us, like being so sociable and really personable and, you know, thoughtful in questions that they were asking. So what do you think kind of sets them apart?
They are all so driven. They all are really resilient. So many of them have sustained like significant injuries during their athletic career. That was really interesting. That came up as like a commonality. That just shows me, I'm like, y'all are really resilient because you've overcome that, and yet you're still like, you're at the top of your game, right? But also it's their heart for the community. I mean, these kids really, truly care about other people, and they're already doing some really amazing work in the community. I mean, there's kids that have started their own, like one girl in particular started her own hunting club. Like, who does that at that age, right? I just, it's like they make good grades. They play most of them multiple sports and play them really well. And then they also find time to go out and give back to the community and participate in a program like All Stars, which is a big time commitment as well.
And school.
So,
and all the other clubs and things that they belong to.
They're just an amazing group, and I feel really honored to get to work with them for sure.
They're amazing for sure. That's definitely, I feel like it's really nice to see that. And, I feel like sometimes I feel like people talk down on high schoolers or like make you think that like kids don't care about anything. And then you like get to see them. Yeah. And you
they're
just
not
realize,
like at all. I thought that was going to be a major issue. I was like, I know I'm going to have to battle the phones at our sessions.
Not at all.
It's never been a problem.
That's why I'm trying to be like, these kids are like unbelievable. Like we're not just being like, oh, go All Stars. We're just like, these kids are crazy good. Like,
when we're in these sessions, they're asking such great questions, and their input. I mean, we really make sure we had a panel of, government leaders, business leaders, and I had to like be really strategic in how that was set up, because I'm like, we also need to hear from the kids. Like, I want to hear from these experts, but let's pause and let's make sure that these kids get to
get their fresh ideas.
They were hitting us with these ideas. We're like, wow, like, we need to hear from y'all more. Like, you need to be on the panel.
We're all jaded and just beat down, and they've got all these great, like, fresh, nice ideas, and you're like, wow, that actually seems like a great solution, great fix.
Well, and that's, they'll have a capstone project that they're working on this spring, and so that's really the intention of that, is to take everything that they've learned, and then, of course, their, like, natural skills that they have, or these natural qualities that we're talking about, and actually make an impact in the community. And so each of the 5 crews, which are our small groups of All Stars, will be starting to work on those in February and March, and presenting their like final results at their graduation in May. So that'll be really cool to see, like, how do they make it a direct, immediate impact in the community through their capstone project.
Cool opportunity for them to feel so proud of all the work they've done too, and get to see like when something actually materializes from everything you've been working on.
100%. What is a way that people in the community can help out with the youth programs of sports backers?
Apply to be a volunteer.
Yeah, I was about to say, other than monetarily, obviously, because we're always asking for donations, and
it is the season of giving.
Right. But other than that, if you don't have money to give, what else can you give?
Like I mentioned, if you have time to give, being a volunteer coach, like they run our club, so they're obviously really important.
The other thing I would say is that we do have mentor roles within the All Stars program. And while we hope that many of our mentors this year will return, I'm sure that some, it won't fit into their schedule. And so if there's folks out there that feel like they could help contribute to, a senior that is going through the transition of wrapping up their senior year and going into college, if they could contribute as a mentor, I would love for them to reach out so that we could have a conversation about what that might look like. The other thing that's really helpful is to follow Kids on the Move on Instagram and Facebook. I mean, part of the way that we expand and reach new schools is by people knowing about the program. And so having people follow us on Instagram at Kids on the Move 804 or on Facebook, and then, sharing posts when you like something, when it speaks to you, liking posts. That's always that's a super simple way to help.
Yeah.
But it really does increase our visibility, and it gets more people in the know about what's going on. So,
and then just word of mouth too. Like, even if necessarily you don't have the time to volunteer, if you think that you know someone that might or may be interested, just talking about it, letting them know. Because like I said, the more the merrier.
Yeah.
Word of mouth is always great.
Yeah, that's a great point.
And you don't have to have all the time in the world. It's my club is literally once a week for an hour, and that's it. And that's it means the world to my 12 little kids. But it's 1 hour a week is really it. And then you can do more if you want, but.
Yeah, you also don't have to have coaching experience.
No.
That's something. We do a new coach training. And so any volunteer goes through our new coach training. So you'll get the basics. You also get to pick, are you interested in being a head coach or an assistant coach? And so Kim is a natural leader, and she just jumped in and took the lead as a head coach. But you don't have to. You can be an assistant coach, which means you're really showing up and supporting that head coach. So there's a lot of flexibility in what that coach role looks like. And that's part of what the application is for you to tell us what what area you're interested in, what role you're interested in. So what your availability looks like. Some of it's just logistics that we have to work through. So the application is crucial in us gathering that information and then putting you at the place that makes the most sense.
I guess it's time for this or that.
Yeah, this is arguably Cameron and I's favorite part of every segment with everyone, because we just like to chat. We just like to gab with our guests. So we always do a this or that, and we have, I'm going to give this or that's for Jacki, and she's going to give them for Noelle. And I liked when we did it last time with two guests, the alternating. That was a good move. So do you want to go first?
Yeah, Noelle, first this or that. Kind of, and the past few episodes we've done have been holiday-y questions, but it's not Christmas yet, so I'm still I'm ready to talk about Christmas.
Oh, absolutely.
And winter. So
also the last two podcasts were more Tacky Light Run related, so we were going full force in the holidays. But I looked over today, and Cam is just in that holiday state of mind.
My first question, I said, boom, got it. So first this or that. Hot chocolate or eggnog?
Ooh, hot chocolate.
Me too.
I've never had eggnog.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. I've never had it either, but I'm just the thought of it.
Yeah. No.
It's actually really good.
It is really good.
It is really good.
You probably would like it because you like sweet coffee drinks. I bet you would like it.
What does it taste like?
You can also
it's just
use it as a creamer in coffee. I do that
that's
sometimes.
a great idea.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a little bit thicker than a normal cream.
Okay.
What would you say it tastes like? It's a weird, I can't describe it. I feel
that's what I'm thinking.
It's kind of like horchata. Yeah.
With no, I do like horchata. But
it's got that nutmeg taste a
I
little bit
always
on it.
Extra
you have to. You gotta curate it to your taste.
Okay.
I haven't had any yet this season. No. See, I like it, but we never buy it. So I feel
that's what I was
the one time we bought it, we forgot to drink it. And I was
sad. No, one time I was shopping to make something, and I meant to buy heavy cream, and I bought eggnog, and I was so mad. I was literally like, "What am I supposed to do with this?"
You're
was
just
I'm not
it in
drinking
your soup.
it. Yeah, right. I was like, "No." So I had to go back to the store, but I was like, "I don't drink eggnog at all."
Based on her reaction, I think you answered that right.
Yeah. Right. There we go.
Hot chocolate for the win.
We like getting into this.
Right.
So yours is also winter themed. Would you rather? Are you someone who wants to play in the snow or sit by the fire?
Oh, play in the snow all day.
I thought that would be
I am like a kid. If even they think about there might be snow coming, I'm watching the news on repeat. I'm looking out the window. I never outgrew that. And then as soon as there's snow out there, I'm like, let's go, Cass. Come on, we're going out.
Put your scarf on. We're going out.
I make snow angels. I make snowmen.
Yeah,
There was snow the other day, a couple weeks ago. Well, I was out getting ready to go to my my swim class, and I was drawing on my car. I made a smiley face actually. I sit by the fire almost every evening. I have a gas fireplace, and so I love it. I love that, but that's something I can do anytime.
That's relaxing. You want to have
fun. I'm ready to get out and have some fun.
Okay.
I get fatigued by the amount of clothing needed to go play in the snow
I sweat.
at times. Yeah, and then I sweat. It's an issue. We've talked about this.
Yeah, I sweat. A big fat coat and
Yeah,
sweatshirt,
I know.
and like I'm just like, oh,
Then your
God.
sweat
part
is
of the fun,
cold.
though.
It is. I was gonna say I have the exact same like excited, insane feeling about snow. Like I
Yeah.
will never not be
Yeah.
excited for snow. If it's gonna snow and I wake up in the night to like go to the bathroom or something, I will look out
of
the
course.
window.
Oh, of course. Has it started?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Or I'm like, can we sleep with the curtain open? Because I'm trying to
Just
wake
to
up from
see
the bed and
it.
pop up and
Okay,
see
you
like
thought
in
about
the
it
night.
like
No, it's
Snow
that same
day.
feeling. It's that same feeling for
Okay.
sure. I still, even though I have friends that are teachers, I mean, I don't have any kids that are in school, but
Right.
the teachers like that I know I'll watch on the
Oh, to
TV
see
for that
oh,
same
yeah.
excitement that I used to feel as a child.
You
Where
don't
I'm
have
like,
school
oh
today.
yeah, Hanover County schools are out. I'm hyped for my friends.
You're like, does that mean I'm out?
Yeah,
Can I
right,
be
yeah,
outside?
exactly.
I know.
But I'm a fire sitter, so I'm the
Wow.
opposite. I want to look
Okay.
at it in my own little snow globe.
Gotcha.
With your book.
With my
Yeah.
book. Yeah,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah.
you can't read in the
No,
snowstorm.
Yeah,
we're
you're
out.
right.
Cassie actually said the other day, she was like, I can't wait to make snow ice cream. She likes
Oh,
we
snow
make
cream.
snow,
Yeah.
snow cream.
Yeah, my grandma made that. I have a little
Ugh.
dish towel that has her snow cream recipe on it. I like
Really?
snow cream. I haven't
So
made it as an adult though.
Oh,
I don't-
well, I
You
don't
do?
want to make Cassidy makes it. I
Okay,
mean,
okay.
I'm just sort of like observing and then eating it.
Love that. That's honestly a better plan.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so back to Noelle graduating. My next this or that is in school or out of school.
My go-to would say out of school, but also I don't know. I like always having something to do.
Yes,
And
yeah.
so like being in school, I always had like an assignment or a project to work on. And so now I'm kind of just like I need to find a hobby.
Right. Right. See, that's why I asked because I
Yeah.
know a lot of people were like, "Oh, I'm so glad I'm done with school," which like yes, but also I liked being in school.
Right.
So mine is also in school. I
Yeah.
like being in
Honestly,
school.
I would say out of school because I can always find something else to do that it's not
That's
stressful.
not
Right.
stressing
Let's
you
wait
out.
for that possible
more
hobbies
choice.
you
For
might
different
get.
choices.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that you're not stressed out about. but,
Right.
like, you still got something to do. Okay.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
No homework though, which is
Yeah.
yeah. I could
Although
never.
I do miss writing papers. Honestly, I
Well,
love.
You can
that's-
write blogs. you
Right.
can
I was like,
write
that's the
newsletters.
one thing I do
You should
not
write some
miss,
press releases.
actually.
Yeah, we can make sure that you're writing. Don't worry.
That was my favorite part about school was I love to write papers. I would help my friends with papers.
No, I like making
Hey.
presentations.
Really? See,
Mm.
opposite. I do not like presentations.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why I live on Canva. I'm like,
I liked talking to my classmates.
yeah, well, here you are.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Living your dream.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just getting paid to talk. Jackie, the next one for you is track workout. A little short burst of energy or a long run.
These days it's track workout.
Yeah.
I've run so many long distances over the years. So I've done the marathon thing, and I've actually got a friend coming around the track with me tomorrow. So
Oh, fun.
yeah, so I've been enjoying the track workout. I would say that's actually where I started. Like back in the day, I was track runner. I always did distance. So even if I'm on the track, I don't usually like go full out sprint. But it's something about being on the track that makes me feel faster, even if I'm not actually faster.
I like that.
So-
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so
That
I've
Olympic
been,
vibe just hits
it
you.
does.
I'm
I'm like,
buzzing.
I'm zooming around this track, and in reality, I'm like, yeah, it's still a 10-minute mile.
Right. I'm about the same speed, and it'll never be fast. But
Right,
at
look.
least you can get that feeling
That
out
track
there.
Yeah.
mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the VCU coach can come out here. I'm on my line. Like I'm ready.
I'm on my line.
100%. Like
Well, we can
blow
just-
your whistle. I'm
We get
out.
to see them out there from up here.
Yeah.
We get to see the kids from VCU and Union that practice out there. And whenever I see them, I'm just like, that's what I look like,
I
right?
can
Yeah.
100%.
Do that
Yeah.
out there.
Totally what I look like when I'm out
the
there.
hurdles, I'm always
Oh,
like, y'all
yeah.
got that.
Oh,
wow.
no.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I'm
No.
like, ooh.
I couldn't like stand still, put my legs
No,
over them, like
literally.
walking, non-moving.
Try to-
They
no.
would fall.
Yeah. Okay. Now, last this or that for you. Indoor Kids on the Move Club or outdoor Kids on the Move Club.
Outdoor Kids on the Move Club.
Okay.
I love being outdoors for literally any reason.
Nice.
And also, depending on the space, you just have like so much more space, to run.
To run.
And then a lot of our clubs, or a couple of our clubs, have like trails by their schools that they run, which I think is really awesome.
That is
Um,
nice.
Yeah.
It's like it's something different that you might not get a chance to do.
Right.
And something about feeling like the sun, even when it's cold, but you're like running and like
Yeah.
you get the nice like breeze.
You're like, I'm outdoors.
Right,
Wow.
exactly.
Okay.
So gotta go outdoors.
I think the kids usually like it better too.
I think they do too.
little treat. They're getting
Yeah,
out of
and it's
school.
the fresh air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and they're in school all day, so it's a nice little break.
Okay.
All right, Jackie, your last one really had us giggling downstairs.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh.
We know because we see you're on the Sports Backer Spotify a lot, so we know some of your musical taste. And your Spotify Wrapped came up downstairs. We're talking about this, and I want to know, you're a big rap and hip hop fan. I want to know, do you like the rap and hip hop of now? Or are you picking the rap and hip hop of like early 2000s?
I mean,
Or is it a tie?
I like both, but definitely I lean towards older rap for sure.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
a lot of rap that's out now that I just don't enjoy.
Yep.
There are still songs that come out that I'm like, oh, I love it. Like, and I can jam to it. So I'm trying to listen to both, but most of my stuff is more old school, I would say.
Who is your favorite current rapper, like, or hip hop artist?
Okay, here's where I don't even know the current rappers. Like
She
if
just
it
knows
comes
the
on,
songs.
I know the
Okay,
songs.
Okay, all right. What's your favorite song right now?
I mean, I don't know if that's appropriate.
Okay, that's fine. All right, let's get that. Is it appropriate? Is your favorite like classic favorite jam? Is that appropriate?
I don't know, but my favorite song
I love it.
I
want your
a lot
playlist.
of them are not, but
Okay.
it's what motivates me when I'm
I
running
agree.
all
That's
the miles.
yeah.
Like I need something hard.
Right,
Like, that's
yeah.
what I listen to. But my favorite new song that's out, I don't even know if it's considered rap. It feels like a little bit like rap to me. Is "My House" by Beyonce.
Told you.
Oh yeah, I actually
That-
I'm a terrible Beyonce fan. I haven't listened to it.
You haven't
yet.
listened to it?
No, I
That's
told
what
myself I was going to wait till
It
I
should
saw
be
the
in our
movie.
top part
I know.
of Spotify
Okay.
because I've looked it up so many times.
Good. We're gonna have a listening session downstairs since no one is here today.
I mean, it is like
I'm excited. Okay,
it is
wow.
the most hype song.
This is a big
it's a
endorsement.
really good
It's
song.
really good.
Yeah.
It's really good. And there's like, I love about her songs. I love any song where there's like two complete different vibes.
That's
in the
exactly
song.
how it is.
That's what.
It's
That's
one
the
of
type of
those.
song I like.
We're like
Nice.
halfway through it.
Yeah,
I'm
she
embarrassed
just changes
of
up, and you're
myself
like,
right
it's
now.
even better now. Like,
Yeah.
I can't
So,
wait.
that's my
Yeah.
new jam right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Sorry,
this
that's
is
our
really
afternoon
exciting.
jam today.
All right, I love that. Yeah, we're gonna
Or
you might
like
get it on
right
repeat.
now.
Right. Close out the
Listening
podcast
party.
with that. I was gonna say when you said not appropriate, I always laugh because I like some probably not appropriate music for
Right.
when I'm working out as motivation. Like I just love that. And there's been so many times where like we've needed somebody's like playlist or phone for something, and somebody will be like, "Oh, can you just like put on some music on your phone that's downloaded?" And I'm like, "I can't.
No.
No,
No,
I
I cannot.
can't."
Well,
Yeah.
I
It's
do
not
have
appropriate
I have
for
a lot
this
of good
venue.
options, and the reason I started using Spotify so much was during the pandemic. We were doing all of these virtual
Oh, yeah.
classes for the youth programs, and so of course I had to make playlists that like middle schoolers wanted to hear,
Yes.
but that were appropriate
Yeah.
and not explicit. And so I've developed a ton of playlists that at any moment you could pop it on and it's safe to play.
Okay, that's
Right.
perfect.
Just don't do the ones that are labeled Jackies, because if it says
Jackie,
Jackies, that does not
Jackies,
mean that's not
17 and
appropriate.
up.
Yeah.
Anything that says kids are in RVA or kids on the move or next up, all good to go,
have my
and
own
still like good music.
Kids on the Move,
Like,
Kids on the Move playlist too on Spotify.
yeah, you
Because
got
I was
to.
like, I gotta turn this on and then turn my settings to where it's like no cuss words. And
Yeah.
then
Oh,
I didn't
Yeah,
even do that on
me
Spotify.
neither.
Yeah.
You can do that.
I'll show you. How
I didn't
Yeah,
know that
please.
either.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can do it.
I struggled to find because the kids
Yeah.
would request stuff, and I'm like, I want to listen. I want to
But
listen to what
no.
you want to listen
Yeah.
to, but it's got to be
Absolutely.
clean.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't find a clean
No,
version of that.
they don't
So-
make that
That's
anymore.
my kids will be like, I want to hear Bad Bunny. And I'm like, oh, he has one song you can listen to. One. Here it is.
We're just playing it on repeat.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all.
Bad Bunny
Yeah.
is. I gotta get with it, y'all.
One song. Yeah.
You would recognize the songs for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we can add that to the playlist
Love
downstairs.
that. Perfect.
Love
Add it to the playlist. You
Yeah.
got a full afternoon.
Yeah. I love that.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. This was
Yeah,
great, and I think
thank you
everybody
guys.
learned a lot about the youth programs. So really excited to see people hopefully volunteer, sign up to be coaches, mentors, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So
Thank you
thanks a
guys.
lot.
Thanks for the chance to talk about it.
of
Yeah.
course, and we'll have you back on again sometime, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
All right, y'all. And don't be too sad the next 2 weeks when you don't have On the Move with Nan and Cam, because
Sorry.
we got to take a little holiday break.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be here next week. And then the following week, we're not going to have our life together enough to have
Not at all.
one of these podcast situations. And nobody's around to be a guest. So you will see you in 2 weeks. Thanks a lot. Have a great Thursday.
Bye.